Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of SimCity Ultimate City. At the moment our city is not the ultimate city, it is one where we are having strange SimCity-like problems all over the place and traffic is emerging again. Now in the last episode I opened up some more streetcars and we're back up to 23,000. This number has slowly been going up and I think I'll actually open up one more streetcar thing. In fact that might be the last one, let's have a look. Yeah, so now all of them are open. But what I thought I'd do in this episode is open up the grade school, so we're now going to have an army of buses just going around picking up students, and that'll be interesting to watch. That's something I might do as well, show you the buses going around, because like I said in the last episode, they all drove over here and just went back and down this street when they should be out in this area of the city. There's tons of uneducated people. But one thing I might have to do is lower the taxes in the commercial area. You can see here they're complaining about it, and the reason why is because they don't have as many shoppers, because in these types of higher wealth areas you have less people for the higher wealth there is, which is why this area over here is so good, because it provides us with tons of people to work. But if we have a look at the unfulfilled jobs, we have been bringing this number down from 5,000. We could probably actually run this one over here now as well, you know. Let's open that and give that a go, see if we can make some more money that way. And it won't be long before we'll be able to expand this area again. Really been waiting on this ore mine to go for a long time now. You can see 0 month supply, so if we have a look at the ore map thing, yeah, that area is starting to lose all of its ore supply, so it won't be long before we'll be able to move those as well. But that could be quite a few episodes away. I've been saying that for a while now, and I realised that I'm recording videos and stuff, but what I probably need to do is just have this period where we just let the game run for a long time, you know, until the ore's gone, and then it means we can make use of that space, and then when we get more people in, it's really going to make a difference. But this area here, I've been keeping on top of the pollution, always planting down trees. Okay, so no raw ore. Now I keep getting that message on this factory over here, and every time I click on it I check these ones over here and they're always full, and it seems like it's just not distributing the ore correctly, because if we have a look here you can see completely full up with ore and coal over here as well. But I got a feeling that perhaps when they get delivered to this place they then don't get delivered to these ones over here, they just fill that up and sit there. You know, this game is strange. Been saying that a lot lately. Well, it does say use locally, so the selected resource will be kept for your own use. So you would assume that means they would actually take some stuff from over here. Maybe I should keep my eye on that at some point and just see if I notice it going down, meaning that there's been a delivery or something. But this area over here is cool, isn't it? It looks good. But now that the university's gone, we should really extend that road in a straight line and make this bit here a little bit bigger. Although I'm not sure if it can take it in terms of traffic. But what are we going to do in this episode? Well, I did say we'd have a look at the educational situation quickly. So let's do that right now. And I'll show you the problems that we're having. Okay, so of course, now that I'm trying to show you what the buses are doing, they're all going over into this part of the city, which could be influenced by the grade school, because I've opened that. So these have hardly any students, they're all dropping them off at the grade school, and so when that fills up we should see more people come over here. Interesting stuff. And look, there's no buses over here, of course not. Okay, so I may have made a very interesting observation here. So the grade school buses are dropping everyone off here and then they're walking across the road, I think. Yeah, they're going across there and they're walking into the nearest high school. That is fascinating, because now... Whoa, wait a minute. I was looking at that. So almost 1,000, 1,000, 1,100... 1,200, about 1,250, sorry, 2,250, or 15 as it says there. So it almost seems slightly higher for a moment then. Only a little bit higher with the grade school. It's so strange how this works. And the buses didn't go back over into this area like I thought they would. So maybe what we should try is 2 grade schools and 2 high schools. That could possibly help, but it seems like whatever we're going to do it's going to do nothing basically. But we have the money to throw around, and this is the ultimate city, you know. It's all going to be alright. So let's edit this and add in a whole bunch of buses. And the amount of money I've spent on this is ridiculous, you know. It's only because I'm earning loads that I'm just spending it around like this, trying to see what we can do with these problems. Till we get the right balance. When we do get the right balance, then we can shut down all of these other schools and everything will be alright. I'm not actually going to build the extra classrooms on that one. Maybe we should just have this for the buses. And the buses will help pick students up. I don't know. We'll see. But this time we're going to have a record amount. Although I did close down that high school, so we're actually not going to have a record amount. I don't know. Okay, well, we'll see what happens. Okay, let's stop focusing on education. We've done tons of that lately. I'll just look down at this little smiley face. We have an 82% approval rating, and I'm sure there's ways that we could improve this. So I'm not surprised to see that the medium wealth commercial is not doing so good because of those high taxes. So why don't we just lower the taxes down by 2%. Keep everyone happy. And then let's see what other problems there are. So not enough shoppers, that's pretty predictable, that's going to happen. So crime is a problem. Upset we had no water or power. Oh, what's going on with the water? And the power. Why is there a problem with power? Okay, look at this. Did we have a power cut a moment ago and I didn't even notice? How has that gone down so much? That is strange. I guess we have been expanding this area here. Okay, so we're going to need a new power source. That'll do for now though. And we need more water as well, so we're going to start expanding this road over here. Okay, I've expanded the road over there. I've just noticed this has a limit of 6 as well. So I guess we could probably predict... That's facing the wrong way. It's supposed to do that. Let me just see, because that way around it takes up more space than it does the other way around. Okay, yeah, I can see there's 2 little marker snap things, so I placed it on that one where I wanted to do that. So there'll be another 2 of those, so it probably means the road will have to end actually just over here where my cursor is. And then if we have to build another one, I will probably put it going along here like that. Because then we'll just be taking up too much of the space down here, basically. But the streetcar thing is going really well, by the way. 22,000 riders per day. If we have a look at buses, it almost seems like this isn't worth it. We should probably shut this down. And if we do that, I was thinking we can modify the road over here, maybe even expand this area again. I'm thinking of modifying the roads around here as well. Yeah, and I think there was something else I was talking about, but I've been completely distracted by that. So let's have a look over here. This isn't closed because it has a lack of workers, it's because there's no raw ore. Okay, so we have all the delivery trucks on that. Do we have any more that we can place down over here? We have 3 delivery trucks. Okay, I think it's about time we upgraded to 4. Apparently I can't place that down anywhere at all. Is that right? Yeah, there's nowhere to place that. Okay. Well, this one over here, if we get an extra delivery truck, that should make a difference to that problem. There we go, we can put one right there. I don't know why we can't do that on the other one. So hopefully that helps with that problem. Okay, I've been changing the road around here. Kind of looks quite awkward now, it doesn't look that great. But there's space to expand stuff here as well now. So if we go to the City Hall, a while ago I was looking at if we could build the Department of Finance so we could tax the commercial areas differently, and I couldn't attach it on the back there, which is something that we can now do. However, I'm not sure if I really want to do that, because let's have a look. We have the Department of Transportation, so that's for commuter tourist traffic. Enable advanced transit options, regional buses, ferries, passenger rail. I mean, it's all to do with regional stuff, which is not something we want to introduce to the city yet because we're still in the early stages. So yeah, I think we'll be okay to go without these 2 here, and we've got everything else we need. So actually I think it'd be fine to get that at this point, so let's add that there. That looks really cool. Nice symmetrical looking building. Pleasing. Okay, right, so we can now destroy this road over here. And I think that means I'm going to have to remodel that corner there. Let's do that quickly. So we'll destroy that bit and like that. And then from there to there. So that should look quite a similar curve to the one on the other side, which it does, which is cool. And then we can just drag this road straight over from there. Hold down shift and then also expand this bit here. This area right here might be ready to increase its density. Let's start off with a low street actually. and then go up there, which we can't do because it went too close to that road. So let's go back a couple of bits. And one of the reasons I go back a couple, if you look here, you can't just make a short road, it actually has to come out a fair distance first. And I've just realised that we're not using straight roads. Okay, so that should do it. There you go. Let's upgrade the density of that. And this road back here as well. There we go. And then what we're going to zone this, because we have a large residential area here, commercial there. So I think a tiny bit of commercial and residential actually would do just about right. There we go, looking good. Okay, so if you remember, we've done the experiment with the 2 grade schools. Well, even less students enrolled. So at the moment, the whole schools and enrolling students situation is just a bit of a nightmare, and it's actually costing me a lot of money. If you have a look at our income per hour, we're really spending a lot on this, and that's kind of affected our monthly profit right there. And we do want to make money, you know, we don't want to be experimenting forever. And let's have a look. Apparently our water is having another shortage. We just built a pump a moment ago. Is that one of those blips on the radar things? I think it is. We have a really big excess right there. And we also didn't check out power, if you remember. Yeah, look, we're running it close. In fact, a lot of the city appears to be unpowered. Why am I not being warned of this? What is going on? I think we're going to have to rebuild another power station. Okay, maximising the space that we have is a good thing. So I've moved this road over here, and it's literally touching the one on the other side. But I couldn't make it go all the way straight across here, because if we remove any of this road, then it destroys our recycling centre, which is something we'll probably move in the future. So for the long-term plans for this city is to, once we've done away with all the coal and the ore in the areas, to move on into making microprocessors. So I thought it would be interesting to take a big area like this, increase everyone's education and tech level, and transform the city to produce that once we've done away with the smelting operation. So then we would be relying heavily on recycling centres, so we'll probably put a lot of those in the middle. So I think if we're going to build ourselves a second power station just to help out with that first one, we should put it in this space over here as a temporary measure. And by the way, when I stopped recording there, I was working on this road. I saw a message that said there was a power failure, so I don't know if that's like a one-off thing, or there's a reason that I'm going to have them and I'm going to continue to have them, or anything like that, but that was its reason for why the power cut out. And so we got 3 of those there. That should help make a big difference. There you go. But now we should get power to the city again. Hopefully that doesn't have too much of a negative effect. Okay, and bus stop not connected. We're going to have to go around and remove all the buses now. Let's just see that the streetcars haven't been affected. Now they've gone back down again. So I remove the buses and the streetcars go down. It's very, very confusing stuff. Maybe I should build another station, because I had 3 of those in my Simtastic 4 region world, and that seemed to work. But we are spending way too much money on the high school experiment over here. Let's see how that's going, because it is now the evening, so we have some new numbers to look at here. So 950, 150, 700, 200, and then 88. So where do I look at? Down here. So that was 2000. Can't ever seem to get it above that. Okay, I think what I'm going to try now is shutting down all of the high schools this time, and then I'm going to upgrade to this to the max, and then build another one to the max. So we should be able to teach just under 3,000 students in total. And then if that fails, then I don't know what I'm going to do. Okay, I got something interesting to show you here. So it's this area that the water's not reaching. Now if you think about where the water comes from, it has to travel down the road, so it goes a really long distance all the way up here and then back round again. Oh, and it's affecting this area. So my theory was that actually what's happening here isn't going far enough. And I'm not sure that pumping any more water will actually help. So what I thought I'd do is put down a water tower. Maybe not in the most dense place, although we could put it right there. So let's put down a couple of these and just see what happens, because they're going to be pumping water closer to these locations. Okay, I just realised that in doing all that stuff, another day has passed. 950 students, 950, and 250. And that actually seems like the best way to do it to me. I don't know, because they actually fill up the whole way, which is, I don't know, a good sign that you're doing things right. But yeah, still not getting anywhere near that 3,500. And if we were to build, well, if we were to build another one, we could support almost 3,000 students. However, this one didn't fill up. So I think what I will do next is, let's open up this high school as well and see if the extra buses help at all. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to tell you about, which I forgot, was that the streetcars have gone up to 28,000 riders per day. Now it's gone up to 37 riders per day, and the average wait is just 17 minutes. Now, often when you do something in this game you get strange results, and the logical thing to do here would be to put out more streetcars. However, if we do that, I wouldn't be surprised if it created some sort of streetcar traffic that was, yeah, gonna impact the game negatively, and then it meant that less people will ride it overall. But at the moment that is good, so maybe we won't change that, because it means that traffic has been reduced and more people are using the streetcars, which is important. But one of the reasons that's happened, I do believe, is because I went around and I removed all of the bus stops. So if we have a look here, they're all gone now. We have no bus station, no bus system in our city, and that seems to have helped the traffic a lot, and also got more people using the streetcars. But what we haven't done in a while is just have a general look at all the different happiness meters and things like that. Okay, so why are you not happy? Business needs more tourists. That's an interesting thing right there. And this one as well. So maybe higher wealth commercial buildings, they need tourism as well, and that one has no shoppers. Well, because there's a lack of people living in each of these buildings, because it's the higher wealth, I'd actually be inclined to reduce the size of the commercial zone. So let's just do that quickly. This building right here is unhappy, and so are these two. Now this is catering to people on this side of the street, and this one in both of these areas here. So I think what we're actually going to do is rezone this to commercial. Let's make sure, wait a minute, that's commercial, there, that's residential. I'm getting all my words muddled up. Okay, right, and they can increase the density. That's interesting. What about these ones? Oh, they're all ready to increase the density. Okay, that's cool. So maybe we shouldn't do this that quickly, because there might be some more shoppers on the way. Okay, we're going to leave that how it is. And over here I think actually we'll leave it as well. They're not really ready to increase the density yet, but these shoppers are. So I think what we'll do is the top road first, see how that goes, and then wait for this one to be ready. Because if the shops don't increase their density, then they've not got the right shoppers for the right density. Okay, so that's that bit done. But we were just having a general look at the charts here. So density was one of the things I was about to get around to. You can see here that we're doing all right. So this bit here is probably ready, these houses on the right. And I think that's the only road in this area that needs to increase its density. So let's do that. We'll go up one step. That'll bring in some more workers. If we have a look at that, you can see here our unfulfilled jobs has gone back up. Well, it was lower a moment ago, I assure you of that. However, we have built another solar plant. We've built extra water towers, which I think did the trick. Let's have a look. Okay, so everywhere has water now. And I also built an extra pump down here. So what I'm going to do is take these offline, and then we'll be able to see if these are actually making a difference or not. But they are pumping out so little compared to what this thing does that the extra water they distribute will probably only make it to 1 or 2 buildings anyway. So I think there was something else causing that I haven't picked up on. Okay, and that is going to be it for this episode. I've talked a lot, we've done a fair amount, and I will see you in the next episode. So as always, thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.